Do. What's up? Hello. Hello, hello. What's up? We're in. Hello. We are playing some of the Bazaar. Gonna have a little bit more of a lisp today because I got my new trays in. And most pertinently, ooh, wait, what? We're getting a bunch of warnings. So I took the dive into actually like making my own processing program for everything. Received transcript but no broadcast is active. Yes, it is. What do you mean? Failed to process the message. No such table broadcast. What do you mean, SQLite? So that's... We're already running into issues. Okay. Shit. Because I took the dive. I'm making my own like processor program for chat messages and everything, and it is immediately breaking. It was doing so well. What the fuck? Okay, let's see. So it should have. Why didn't it? You are definitely broadcasting. Hello, world. Good. They're showing up on screen. Yeah, it's not. The new program wouldn't affect really anything that you guys can see. It has more to do with how I like process the streams afterward, and potentially some stuff that I could do on the actual stream, which would be, you know, that's like kind of the long-term goal. But we'll see. But we can chill out and chat while I fix it. Let's see. I have not made it even remotely secure yet, so I can't show it on screen. Because it has a lot of references to things. Let's see. All right, let's try to start that. Did it work? Let me check the error log. Did it work? Nope. Big ol' SQLite error. Good. I was going to do a chatbot just for fun, but apparently you can no longer go live before you have a certain number of subs. Really? That's wild. How many is it? I was unaware of that. I gotta copy this error out before it disappears. Boop. I mean, I guess it would be in the log, but whatever. Ugh. Actual real error testing? Get that fucking out of here. Let's see. Oh, I was supposed to go to Walgreens before I went live, and then I didn't. Whoops. I will do it in a moment. Failed to process the message. Broadcast start. Message test broadcast number 2. No such table broadcasts. What do you mean no such table broadcasts? Dude, this has been tough. I have a little bit of experience with SQL, with SQL. I have a little bit of experience with like SQLite, with the unseen campaign. But I barely understood that shit when I was I barely understood that when I was actually trying to do it. And now, and clearly I understood it so little that I can't even make it work now. All right, where's the stack trace? Where's the stack trace? It's in the controller handle broadcast start. Okay. Probably helps their bandwidth. Yeah, I'd bet so. I'd bet it is probably something to do with people like just the millions of bajillions of accounts that have, or like not millions of bajillions. What am I trying to say? I would bet it's like bot accounts that they are trying to prevent. Like it's like a bot prevention measure. If I had to guess, it suggests making a short until you get subs. That's so funny. I mean, it's probably not wrong in terms of what you probably should do, but that still is a little wild. Okay. So it failed to did it actually fail to process the message? I don't think it did. That's the thing about it, is I kind of don't think that is even the case. But let's see. Handle transcript. Okay. And transcript, DB context save changes. To correct broadcast warning. Received transcript, but no broadcast is active. No. Broadcast start. There we go. Look at the existing broadcast, DB context broadcast. Oh, I bet that I just misreferenced in the schema. Is this riveting content? I don't know how to do... I'm already not great at making riveting coding content. I think even less so when I can't show it on screen. No, it is. Wait, what? Broadcast is indeed one of the tables. It's right there. What the fuck are you talking about? What? This is crazy. I have no real interest in getting subs, though. I just wanted to make a stream to read my own chat messages on. That's fair. Yeah, you would have to... I don't know how you could craft a facsimile. Well, actually, I kind of do. Although it wouldn't even really... It wouldn't work for probably what you're going for. But I can think of a very involved way to make that work, but no no other way. Failed to process message. No such table broadcast. Let me make sure I'm on the right fucking line. Let's see. Controller, broadcast controller, line 130. Yeah, it's right there. What? It's just... I hate it when I look at something in my code and I'm like, the code is just wrong. Because I know that it's not. I know that I am wrong somehow. But I can't even begin to suss out. It's just saying that a certain table does not exist, and I am looking at the table with my own two fucking eyes. And so it seems a little bit impossible to me to think that the table somehow doesn't exist. Unless somehow... the context got changed to where it's not actually getting it. That can't be right. Is your mic audio low, or is it just my ears? Yeah, my mic audio might be low. I'm also probably not talking the loudest I've ever talked. That might be a little bit better. Nobody makes riveting coding content? Well, that's good. It's good to know that it's at least not just me. I always mean to get into coding. It really gives with my branching brain. But every time I go to start, there are so many options. It's big. It's very big. I think that the main thing that I would say coding school actually taught me was I'm trying to think of exactly how to say it. I would say it's like it taught me the patience to sit with a problem and like actually go through the process of breaking it down into very small steps that actually seem manageable. Because even the process of like just taking the thing that you want to do and trying to break it down into manageable, phases is really difficult, and like is not something that I think is just happens. Let's see. So if I go into the migrations, okay, we're taking a look at this. So a chat message has all of these things. Great. Transcript entry, all those things. YouTube entry. Great. So this is what it thinks my model to be. Awesome. That's what I think it to be. In a weird roundabout way. Okay, then when it creates the table, it creates a new table known as broadcasts. That's so awesome. That's exactly what I wanted to make. Oh, is that the problem? Uh-oh, I might have found the problem. Which is that when I first created the model, I did everything in camel case, and then later I switched to Pascal case. Now, I thought that I did something to account for that, but maybe not. Okay, well, for the purposes of this, honestly, I don't even really need to check. The thing that's like throwing out an error right now is like a edge case sort of checker. And so as long as I just remember to fix it later, I can just, I can probably just comment all that shit out, right? That couldn't possibly have any sort of negative repercussions, right? If I just comment out part of my code without fully remembering what it was doing. Like, I mostly remember. I feel like that's enough. All right, let's see. All right, and let's start up the thingy. All right, and let me also... Can I just, run action? Boop. No. Okay, well. Okay, one moment. I have to do one more thing. But we're so close to having a riveting stream. You guys aren't even prepared for how riveting this stream is going to be. It's going to blow your minds. We're going to play the Bazaar and talk for a little while. I know. You say, Mega, I don't think I can handle something so intense coursing through my veins. And that's just something you're going to have to deal with. I'm sorry. Started the broadcast with that ID. Awesome. I love that for me. And the broadcast history now contains that broadcast. And the analytics, let me choose it. And the error log is hushing its mouth, which is exactly what I wanted. I think we're ready. Okay. Let me let me make sure that there's nothing crazy in the actual screen, but I think I can show part of it at least to you, so that you can at least know what I was looking at, without me showing you all of the nuts and bolts, all the meat and potatoes, as you might say. And then I need to really remember to go back and fix that later. Let me make a quick note to go back and fix the thing before I move on too fast. Fix broadcast controller line 130. Sick. All right. Okay, let's see. So let me open up that screen share. Get rid of that. So yeah, I have made, I can't zoom in on it. I haven't added, I don't have that fancy a functionality yet. But I've got something. I've been working on this off and on for a little bit now, and it's at a place where it is at least like, I would not call this production ready if I was still in the corporate environment, but it is to the point where it is functional enough to work on a stream, maybe, if it doesn't immediately break, as it did with this one. But it grabs all of my vocals, like all the things that I say. It grabs your guys' chats, and it logs it all within a nice little table. But more importantly, it allows me to run some analytics on it. So I can see message count over time. I can see a very flexible view of the top words within the broadcast. I can also do like chunking updates, which it'll all look like one big chunk right now because I haven't stopped talking. But I can do a lot of the things that I've been already doing. The way that I was already doing them was this weird like workaround where I would use timers to that would get reset whenever I talked. So if the timer went off, then I would know I had been silent. Now I'm just capturing all of the data and then analyzing the data. I don't have to do this real-time timing bullshit. I'm just getting the data, looking at the time stamps, and then I can just, tell what's going on. So it's very cool. I'm very excited about it, long term with the sort of things that it could enable. But I still won't be talking in too much detail about what those things might be, because I still don't know exactly how long it's going to take me to finish it and actually make it production ready. I legit believe that more people should be able to do very basic programming. I see it similar to using a saw to be able to do extremely basic home repairs. I can see that. I think that's a fair argument. I think I won't even say the problem with the argument, because it's not really even related to the argument, but I think that programming... Oh, it just keeps crashing. All right, that's cool. Bazaar? What are you doing, buddy? What are you doing? Also, let me make sure there's nothing... Oh, gotta get rid of those. Get rid of that. The Bazaar does not want to launch, it seems. Maybe I'll have to redo the actual launcher? Oh, all right. I just had to complain about it a little bit, and it's coming in. But anyways, I think the only problem, so to speak, with that mindset is that unlike maybe home improvement, home improvement is a very visceral thing. You can very easily tell what can or can't be improved, if you know what I'm saying. And that's to varying degrees, but I think broadly it is more, or it is easier to understand the kind of realm of possibility with home improvement compared to like computer automation and programming. Because I think a lot of folks, very understandably, don't even have a good sense of like the opportunity space. I mean, I'll even lump myself into that category until relatively recently, having, learned programming under the not veil, I don't know what you would call it. In terms of like looking at enterprise apps, like that is how I learned programming, is looking at these big, huge production systems. I did not learn Python. I did not learn how to, make little batch scripts for my own personal automation. And then even when I went into the workplace, I still wasn't learning that sort of stuff. So I think that until I like really took the time to figure out what the opportunity space was, like what types of automations I even could make, it was hard to see what was possible, I highly think you will figure things out in freshman year of Fantasy High. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not counting my chickens before they're hatched. But I also think that, especially with Fantasy High, it's such a tighter story. I have more confidence I will figure things out in Fantasy High than I do in Critical Role, just at a base level. Same thing even with Age of Umbra. Like, anything that has that kind of shorter, more condensed plot, I think is inherently going to be cutting and excising more of the like extraneous details that might distract me while I'm theorizing, And so it's the same general logic of me not watching Legend of Vox Machina, the Amazon show, is that cutting of extraneous details does just make it easier to theorize, which is very, very it's fun. It's nice and fun, but it is also fun to get distracted. It's just a different type of fun. I just love all types of theorizing, Oh, man. Is something that sometimes happens is the streamer won't repeat the question and context gets lost. Having interleaved context is great. I agree. I very much agree. There are lots of challenges with everyone programming. I think they are all addressable. We as an industry aren't doing enough to support normals. I agree that not everyone could do it now. That's fair. Yeah. Which is why I was like, I don't know if it's necessarily, a caveat to the exact point that you were making, which it probably wasn't. But I do think that's kind of the problem now, is like the way in which computer literacy and programming literacy is like communicated could do a lot to help. Yeah. I think Matt loves world building and builds about 5x as many hooks as the players follow, and sometimes your theories could be right, but we don't know. That's true. Like, Matt has said that, like, the second Horn of Orcus is out there somewhere. They just have never gone down the path that would lead them to it. Yeah, that's very, very fair. That's very fair. Brent is good at getting from point A to point B, and it is so much fun to watch even at a breakneck pace. Yeah, which is one of the things that I am loving about the two distinct series, is they feel not I wouldn't necessarily even say like they have very different strengths. Like I think that's like maybe the wrong phrasing, but like there's a difference in the overall styles, which I really like. If they were too similar, I wouldn't want to watch them. Also, I hate these three items. Hate them. At least as, the enchanted versions of what they are. I'm just going to go with this because it's going to be good early game, and then I will transform it into something that is more usable later. Let's see. All right. Do you regret being told about the Horn of Orcus? Is there something similar you wish people had made a similar call on? No. I don't regret it. I think about the Horn of Orcus in terms of like a good spoiler, like a spoiler that I am glad that that chat spoiled me on. Because if I had spent like. If I'd spent the entire first campaign continually theorizing about the Horn of Orcus, when not only does it, not come back, it doesn't even, like, bear a passing resemblance or, like, a passing connection to what's happening. I mean, I guess, it's necromantic, shit around is necromantic, maybe. But I'm glad that people told me, hey, it's never going to come back. And then what was it? Is there something similar you wish people had made a similar call on? Well, it's tough with that particular call because that that call was, hey, this thing is never going to come back. So I don't know. It's like it's at this point, I don't think so because I'm relatively close to the end. But it's like, with how much I have focused on the not even Vecna as a whole, but the Vecna sphere under Whitestone, if that never has any connection back, like in any way, if there's no like future development, I would have wanted to know that after the Briarwood arc. But honestly, I would even say it has already, which is kind of what makes these tough. I think this is a pretty extreme situation in which like I think the Horn of Orcus was a very good call, because even at this point, they have used the Death Sphere underneath Whitestone in order to like prevent doppelgangers from being around them. They've used the anti-magic sphere or the anti-magic like zone around it. So I would say it's already come back in some capacity. But let's say it hadn't come back in that capacity and then it, wasn't present at any other point throughout the entire campaign, I'd probably want to know that. Again, especially with how much I've kind of focused in on it. But it's also tough, it's a really big, like, it's a really big judgment call, unfortunately. Because like the even just the like inherent nature of me like identifying something, it's like I would have to identify a thing and I can't like ask like, oh, is this thing ever going to come back? Because if there's any amount of like debate about it, then I know that it might come back. Like I sort of get this like alternative confirmation. So I can never really bring it up, is I guess what I'm trying to get at, is like, if I ever bring it up and I ask people like, oh, is this thing like the Horn of Orcus? Even if they like hesitated and debated, that's already like, an amount of something to me. So it's really hard. It's a really tough call. I think most things are probably not Horn of Orcus level, because Horn of Orcus was like this massive, like, it was above, I would say it was well above the level of like Craven Edge, of any of the vestiges. Like, it was a artifact that was also it was an incredibly powerful item. Everyone talked about how powerful and special and whoa it was. And simultaneously, there was an explicit plot hook saying another one is out there. So that is something that I would have never let go. Because every single one of my instincts that I have would have told me I need to figure out when that is going to come back in, because it must. So that one is like an interesting case, specifically because it's so obvious from like both directions, but other cases are a little bit less obvious. Yeah. I always first at the Bazaar forget that the Bazaar is a game. I always think it's the Cathedral and the Bazaar is just the name for freeform chat. I can see that. Yeah. If we knew completely hypothetically about something similar, would you want us to say something again? It's tough. At this point, it's so late. I think that's also something that the Horn of Orcus had going for it, is that it was so early that, like, now if something gets introduced or something, similar, I have so much like time, sorry, opposite of that. I don't have a lot of time to like get in my own head about it, and like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, at this point, if something is introduced, I don't have a huge amount of time to even like get distracted by it. I really wish I could get that welding helmet, but I really don't want to sell anything on the board currently. So we're just going to get a Wallace. Why not? Wallace is a cute guy. He's a good guy. What was I saying? Oh yeah, but now we're so close to the end that it's tough for me to say. I don't know. It's so. If there was something as extreme as Horn of Orcus, where like it gets introduced and you think I'm gonna be like doing nothing but talking about it and I'm gonna try to work it into like every single theory, yeah, like I'd probably want to know. But even then, it's so tough. I can't really know if I would want to know until I already know it. So, and I'm totally fine with people playing it safe. Like, I got no problem with people playing it safe. So it's not something that I how do I say it? Because I don't want to say I don't care about it. How exactly would I say it? It's not something that I'm too concerned about in general. Like, either way the wind blows, if I get informed or if I don't, I'm not thinking about it too much, honestly. You can bring it up as long as you're 100% fine with hearing the answer, no matter what it is. But yes, once you ask, a lot of info leaks inherently. Yeah, exactly. Like, just the process of asking the question inherently leaks info. Yeah. That's an answer. It's an answer. I don't know how coherent it was, but I'm glad. Oh, wait. What? So what is the Bazaar? The Cathedral and the Bazaar was an old, influential book about communication styles? I have never heard of that. So what's going on with it? You have the leader speaking to the masses and then walking away, having done the communication job. That's the Cathedral. The Bazaar is just a sea of people all chatting amongst themselves, absolute chaos, and yet, paradoxically, sometimes superior at disseminating info. Interesting. That'd be an interesting book. Because that sounds like an interesting, like, not simile. What would you say? That sounds like an interesting metaphor. And I am curious how the metaphor would like continue to get expanded from there. Because it does feel like there's like room to expand that, but it's not totally intuitive to me how you would go about expanding it in a way that like makes a convincing argument. That seems like a very vibes based comparison, which is not bad. A lot of great comparisons are vibes based. But yeah, I'd be interested. I think we're gonna lose this. In fact, I'm almost certain we're going to lose this because they have a pretty beefy katana. Wait, hold. Never mind. Oh my god, the huge amount of poison. And our shield's just barely hanging on. No, I definitely get what you're saying. Okay, good. Good. The original book was about open source software and why it sometimes works better than corporate stuff. Corporate is a cathedral, Bazaar is open source. Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I guess the Bazaar format or the Bazaar communication style is better at aggregating the biases of the entire user base, whereas the cathedral distills the biases of the communication into that just like that one-to-one. So you're getting like you're getting more extremities in the bias of like both listening and talking when it's like one person talking and everyone individually listening. But when everyone is both listening and talking and like contributing to the entire thing, it kind of smooths out any biases that might be present in the communication. I can see that. At least that's what my further intuition is kind of giving me off of that. These cores. I don't know about these cores. Okay. It does get vibes based when you apply it outside of the original context, but I still find it a valuable way to think about things. Are we trying to have a strong control or embrace the chaos? I can see that. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Now, we've got like, we've kind of like got two separate things going on. We've got fire and shield, flint and steel. Hey, Gen Alpha? Hey, anyone here? All right. And then poison. And then we've got slow poison. Now, Wallace can kind of sit in the middle. Wallace could go to either side of this. And I eventually want to transform this. Because having a toxic early can be pretty good. If I was going to go this way, I think probably the companion core. Get everything operating a little bit faster, triggering a little bit faster, especially Wallace. And I'm generally more of a fan of this side of things on this character than this side of things. So I think we're going to go with that for now. We're going to go with the companion core. All right. The worst part of the cathedral is the ego of the usually single talker. They have decided a thing and won't take any feedback and thus get zero benefit from other people in the room. That's fair. Yeah, especially if you are like within the kind of context that, or the what would I call it? The like thought structure that we built. If you are assuming that I guess if you are assuming that there is only one directional communication. Because I was assuming it even like when I was imagining it, I was assuming two-way communication, but that the leader is filtering it all. So no one in the crowd can talk to each other. They can only talk to the leader, and then the leader talks back to them. Which makes them like a big single point of failure. But if you assume that, that no one... that the leader is not talking to anyone or not receiving any communication back, they are only communicating down, that would seem even worse to me. Also, I don't even know if I need the GPU. I put it in there, and then I was like, I don't know that I actually need that. And I'm also not going to need the Alpha Ray, but I'm not going to sell it yet because I'm a bit of a hoarder in this game. All right. Let's see. Let's see what we can do. Oh, wait, whoops. I wouldn't even call it an intrusive thought because I think that term gets overused. I don't know why. I just had the thought of like, I kind of want to check to see what the volume is at. I should go into the settings and check to see what the volume is at without thinking about how going to the settings to check the volume would pause the game. I don't, yeah. I guess impulse control or like filtering. I don't know. Bolas? Not a fan of Bolas. Although, Bolas would trigger the green wasp. But it's an ammo item. I'm not an ammo type of guy. At least on this character. Alright, we're committing to the green wasp side of things. So let's upgrade the green wasp. Give it a little bit more poison. Poison's doing great for us. And there's Mandala. Alright, we are going to transform the toxic battery. Now let me think about what I want here. Try to manifest it into the world. I would want, if I was picking and choosing, I would love a Toxic Wallace. I'd love a version of this guy. I'd love a Toxic Wallace. I would like, or a First Aiden. A Toxic Wallace or a Toxic First Aiden. Let's see. Okay. It's fine. I suppose. Yeah. Huh. I'm not the most thrilled with that. Like, it's better long term than the battery, but it might get transformed again. After this, we're gonna see. Ooh, I'm not loving what I'm looking at on the enemy side. We're going to have to really hope that they are as slow as they look, and that is going to completely carry us. Because otherwise, they've got a lot more good going on long term than we do. Let's see. Yeah, because they've got all this like scaling regen. Although we're chunking away their health, and they just aren't applying a lot to us. Okay, that worked. This is a nice setup with all of the shielding and the welding torch. It's not terrible. Because we're getting like 72 burn off of that welding torch. Like, it's just triggering a lot. But this is not, you know, it's not very synergistic, you might say. I'm not, like, confident in this setup's long-term success. Let's see. We'd love a slow item or a freeze item that is not Bolas. Get out of here, Bolas. You're ass. It's in the name. That's burn. No. Okay. More Wallace with my Wallace. I'll take it. I mean, I'm not gonna turn it down. Gamma ray is kind of interesting. When you use the core or another ray, this and adjacent poison items gain 2 poison for the fight. That's interesting. You can't say it's not. Because I throw that like over. Well, where do I put that? Like there? Like that? Is that what we do? And then like that? No, because I want Wallace to be getting hasted by the cog. It's weird because I don't like wasting the cog on the gamma ray. Like, I don't want the cog to be hasting the gamma ray, but I want the gamma ray adjacent to the cog. Because scaling up this guy's poison actually makes it kind of pretty fucking useful. Because it is triggering very fast. It just doesn't do a lot. But if we can make it do more... What a weird scenario we're getting into. What's up? You're going to go to Walgreens? I was going to go to Walgreens. You can do it. It's been a little bit. I'd say I'm gonna my break is in like 15 minutes, so I'll probably take them out then. And then I'm probably gonna get off pretty quick after the break. No. Chip if they have it. If they don't, then nothing. Do you have Dropout? I do. It's one of the... It's the only streaming service I currently pay for. I have... I don't have. I sometimes partake in shows on other streaming services, but I don't pay for that shit. I either have the Connect or, take to the high seas. But yes, I do have Dropout. One of the only ones. I watched The Game Changer yesterday. It was Oh man, I don't want to spoil it. And I feel like any review or opinion I give of it is somewhat of a spoiler, given that this is not too much of a spoiler. That it's like a trader esque game, like a secret, a secret role type game. That's not too much of a spoiler. What did I get? When you heal, your shield items gain 1 shield. If only I had the toxic first aid. I'd love to build around that more. I would love more healing items. Okay. Just because this is working now does not mean it's going to work long term. I just don't believe in it, and I don't believe in this. We're rolling the dice again. On Mandala. We're going for a toxic first aid. And you know what? I had to pay the tax. I had to waste 1 turn already trying to get toxic first aid. I get it. Now the game's going to give it to me. Right now. Okay. Yeah, that's still not great for me. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. But I can't even put it next to the gamma ray and still have it. No, it's bad. Damn it. Shit. But what was I saying? I need something that's a friend and a tool. I believe Chris Army Knife is both a friend and a tool. So maybe I'll have to look for him. If I could find Chris Army Knife, this could actually work out. But until then, we'll see. It's just a routine job out here. And it's also like, when do I give up and just accept what fate has given me, My instinct is never, but I don't know if that's good long-term planning. Just hopped on to Mega having a base opinion. Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. I've got good opinions, I've been saying. I'm getting back into sailing myself. I did not sail the high seas for so many years. I sailed a little bit in college. And then, everything was good. And, everything was very, easy and accessible. And I did pay for things because it was not an inconvenience to do so. And now it's become a huge inconvenience. or financially unfeasible. So getting back into it. See, that it's not doing enough. It's not doing enough. I did not try to play along, but I hear some people did, and now I wish I had. I also kind of wish I had. I wish I would have covered up my ears and eyes for the reveals. I agree. I also wish I had, but I did not. It was good. I mean, game changer. Game changer, at least in recent history for me, has not disappointed. Bro, I don't even know what I'm looking for. This is Obsidian Kinetic. Is this anything? I don't even think it is. What am I looking at that for? What am I looking at this for? I got nothing here. Oh no, this run is going into the ground, all because I couldn't turn this into something useful. But you know what? A poor craftsman blames his tools. It's not toxic soldering gun's fault. It's my fault. Large property equal to 2 times this item's value? I mean, there's no, I won't complain about it. All right, let's see. Is it better to just put the gamma ray next to it and have it be a little bit slower? I think it probably is. I think that is the thing that I wasn't seeing before. We're gonna do the Gorgon Noble. All right. Like how HBO doesn't even have Westworld available, you have to be sailing for it. It's insane. It's insane. I can't even the streaming platforms. The current situation that we find ourselves in is ludicrous to me because it does truly feel like, my overarching feeling of the past few years, but especially the past year, 2 years, I would say overarching feeling past 5, but especially the past 2, is a feeling of absolutely no one thinking about anything long term. And I mean this at every single level of everything. I feel like anytime I look at someone that is pitching a business plan or is pitching a financial or political strategy, everything is short term. I cannot think of something that I thought looked like it was actually thinking the long term, except, I'm probably biased because I've been thinking about this lately. I've probably forgotten some shit. The only one that I can think of is the company Brightline that is making the train in Florida, and it already made the train in Florida, and now is making the train in Vegas in California. I think that's the only company I've seen in recent memory, and frankly, I don't even trust it. I don't trust it, even though it is ostensibly doing the thing that I want. I think that makes me suspicious of it. I'm like, there's no way that they're actually doing something that I would find to be even remotely based. It must be a trick of some manner, and they are probably thinking short term on the back end, and I just can't see it. But that is truly what the world kind of feels like to me right now, which is so fun. So fun. But that's what the streamers, or not the streamers, the streaming services feel like to me, is it feels like such short-term, let's just get to next quarter type thinking. I don't know. But, yeah. They don't think there is the ceiling, which is insane because market saturation is a thing. I don't even know if their thoughts are that complex. Because, I also tend to think in that term. Never punished. Never punished. Okay, this is great. This is great. It's a scaling item. Poison is one of the hardest things to scale. And that's a beautiful way to do it, because it benefits from us shielding, which is exactly what we want to do when we're trying to angle for poison. Never punished, always rewarded. Never punished, always rewarded, and I won't hear it any other way. When this gains haste, I need to keep that next to the companion core. Now, should I put Wallace or induction ages? Probably Wallace. Probably keep Wallace there. But yeah. I definitely get the short-term stuff, like how a lot of entertainment companies cancel TV shows for not being immediately successful. Yep. I was also thinking about it with movies of like, to me, the fact that Wicked Part 2 is not already out. Wicked Part 2 should already be out. I understand if they feel like they need to split it into 2 movies. They don't just want to make a really long movie because people won't go out to the theaters to sit there for that long. Okay, sure. It should come out 2 months later. I'm not going to go see it. I'm not going to go see the second one because I did not enjoy the first one enough to rewatch it, to remember what was happening in order to go and see the second one. So I'm not going to see the second one. And to me, the fact that the second one hasn't come out yet is because unless I really don't understand how this shit works, to me it seems as though they felt that they needed to see initial success before investing more into the second one. It feels like they needed to see the gains from the first one, and if the gains wouldn't have been there, then they just wouldn't have done the second one. But they are going to hamper the performance of the second one by doing it in this way. And I think that there's like a certain level of like risk aversion there, I guess. But I don't know. To me, I can see individual cases of risk aversion in a lot of like short-term thinking. Oh. Oh no. Oh shit. Well, there was someone at the front door and then my phone glitched and I couldn't let them in. Also, our building put in this fucking app-based door lock. It's crazy. That shit is crazy. I missed a delivery. No. No. I didn't decline it. That's horseshit. I did not decline it. Can I just, like, buzz it? Okay. I just buzzed it, so hopefully he got the memo. Anyways, but yeah, it's I feel like I see it everywhere. And even like, oh man, I don't want to get too political. But like even stuff with the American budget. Like Trump ran on inflation, reducing the budget, and the big beautiful bill has obviously been going through the fucking system, and it is just so even the things, if I was trying to like steel man it and do everything that I can to defend it, the things that I would defend are almost exclusively very short-term benefits and like short-term GDP boosters. That they are then just praying and like huffing copium that will increase GDP enough to outpace the additional costs and the increase in the amount of interest that we will be taking on from the increased amount of debt because they have not eliminated the deficit. And I don't mean eliminated the debt. I mean, it eliminated the deficit in our spending. So it's even the things that I might be able to defend in it are purely short term. They are short term, and they are just hoping that a short term benefit will stimulate things enough to magically create a long term benefit. And I'm being a little hyperbolic, I know. But fuck, does it piss me off. But I was thinking literally all business, but yes, entertainment is a dumpster fire. That's what I'm saying. This is like a universal theory to me right now. This is a universal theory. I feel like I can't look anywhere and not see people purely acting in short-term benefit. I feel like I can't find it. I don't know where it is. Yeah. But I'm also so tired of the MCU, I won't watch even when people say it's good. I get that. I mean, yeah. Oh. I low-key miss longer seasons. There was nothing more cozy than longer seasons. Yeah. I mean, yep. I agree. It just feels like, and I think the thing that was so, I think the thing that crystallized all of this for me, I mean, not to hype up Dropout too much. And Sam Reich. I don't know. Sam Reich could be, Sam Reich could like, I don't know. What's a bad thing that I could say about him that is jokingly funny and not actually bad? Because I don't want the clip of me saying something actually bad about him to go out. I don't know. Sam Reich could like golf. All right, that's pretty bad. Sam Reich could like golf, but he seems great. He seems great. He could be the devil. He could be the Antichrist incarnate. That is true. But I watched this interview with him. And I say all that because I don't want to glaze him too much. Because he could be the Antichrist. I don't know. I don't know him. But I watched this interview with him, how Dropout went from College Humor to Media Powerhouse from Fast Company. And him answering the question, the guy essentially asks him, like, where are you looking to grow the business? And Sam is essentially like, I don't care about growing the business. He was like, I want to like expand what we're doing. Like I have plans for like how I want to make the business better. But I have like my projected growth is like 0%. Because I do not care about growing the amount of profit that we are making. And hearing someone say that, it was shocking to me. It was shocking to me the absolute best way. I was like, I can't, even people that I like and even businesses that I think are good, I cannot imagine them saying that out loud. And so it was an incredibly like that like really crystallized this whole short-term thinking theory for me. Oh my God, is it the same guy? I don't think it is the same guy. That would be crazy if it was. He's gonna wreck us. I just know it. I don't see any way out of this that doesn't involve pain and slaughter for me. Nah, yeah, that's it. Literally, Joe say you didn't know what a hurricane season. Oh, I know. I want a politician that actually cares about long-term American health. Yeah, I do too. Because even like, I don't know. Yeah. We'll leave it there. We'll give a little bit of a taste of mega crashing out about American politics, and I won't go too much deeper into it. But yeah, that what you just said would be awesome. That'd be really sick if we could have that. Maybe, you know what? Maybe I just get rid of that, and I get rid of that, and we just, we just call it a Shield Boy summer. You know what I'm saying? We just like put that shit in. That shit's real fast. We put that on the haste. Not a lot of friends is the main issue with what I'm clocking here. Not a lot of friends. But for now, while we don't have any other friends, this might be the way to go. Because we want more friends for the companion core. Whenever another friend gets used, companion core's charging. So I'd really love another friend, particularly a friend that could heal. Maybe, this guy's a friend, which is why he's staying on the right. I might put him back in, depending on what we get from some other stuff. Well, actually, you know what? That's scaling on its own. I don't need the gamma ray. We're going to keep the gamma ray around, but I don't need the gamma ray. I don't need the green wasp. Or I could get rid of the induction aegis. What am I doing? I'm getting too complicated with it. I'm getting too complicated. We need to solidify something and test it. You don't need to go, dude. I'm just crashing too. I know, man. It's frustrating. Chem snail. That also poisons and it slows. You know what? I kind of like that more than the monitor lizard because I don't need another scaling source of poison, but that would slow their side down a little bit, which would be nice. Oh my God, wait. Paige came back in the room and I was like, did the ad timer not go off? Because it should have.
Or I'm just fast.
Oh, automatic stream actions didn't turn on. Why didn't they turn on? Because I disabled the thing that turns them on. That's right.
That would do it.
That would do it, wouldn't it? Because I was testing things earlier. Okay, well, we should have taken a break like 7 minutes ago. So I'm gonna go do that. We're gonna run some ads.
Hello.
Oh, did someone say hi, Paige? Delphi said hi, Paige. Hello. She says hi. I'm gonna I'm gonna take a break, and I will be back to wrap up the bazaar. Have you ever thought of playing Balatro? Oh, I'll talk about Balatro when I get back. I did skip that question on accident. I meant to go back to it, and then I didn't. I'll tell you some stuff about Balatro. I'll tell you. But I'll be back in a moment. Oh, wait, because the automatic thing isn't happening, it's not triggering. Let's see. Okay, so I tried to manually trigger it when... Oh, man, it was going so smooth. Oh, it's still not enabled. I'm a professional. Don't you worry. Run the auto ads. There we go.
Ads incoming. Take cover.
Hey, everything's working. We're professionals here. There we go. Let the puppy take over. Well, I gotta take the puppy to the bathroom, is the... That's the big problem, I would say. But I'll head over to the BRB screen a little bit early, and it'll just stay on the it should just stay on the normal BRB screen. And then I think everything else should just work because it's all automagic because I'm such a good programmer and automator. So I'll see you in a second. what's up? I'm back. Hello. All right. The doggies are gone. Or not, they're not gone. They've gone out. But the question, ever thought about playing Balatro on stream? No. I'm into Balatro, but I'm not that into Balatro. Like, I'm into Balatro because it is like, ooh, okay. Wait a minute. Sorry, I got distracted. I'm into Balatro because it says and does all of the right things. It it is the general type of game that I am into, but I'm not that taken by its general aesthetic. Like poker. Like poker hands, they're fine. Like I like a good game of poker, but not that much. Like, Balatro is just an incredibly well-designed roguelike. But the things that it is and does do not, like, appeal to me on a base level. You know what I'm saying? And especially, like, I'm going to turn down the music, the master a little bit. And I don't know, even a little bit more. Man, I turned it up because I was like, oh, I want stream to be able to hear it. And then I was immediately like, nah, it's annoying me now. It is, but you could customize the card deck with Vox Machina characters. It's all connected. Yeah. The main place that it comes out, because like honestly, for the majority of the game, it doesn't really matter. And like obviously when you get really into the game, the actual hands themselves stop resembling poker in the slightest. The thing that it really doesn't quite like hit me in the interest bone with are the deck archetypes. So like in something like, you know, Slay the Spire, you have the different characters, they have their different decks, the different colored cards. The deck archetypes that you start with are not that intriguing to me. The Jokers, super cool. And like a lot of the progression I find very interesting as well. I like the blind, or I like the blind system, the ante system. I like skipping for tags. Like, it's an incredibly well-designed game. I really do like it. But the aesthetic and the resulting, like, essentially like starting characters that you can start as just result in I just can't quite get into it, you know? Which kind of sucks, because I frankly want to be more into it than I am. But yeah, there's just, I don't want to say there's something about it. I know what it is about it, but I wish I could get more into the deck archetypes. But like the one that I liked the most was the what was it, like the checkered deck? It was the one where it was like it only had like 2 suits instead of 4. I liked that one. I liked Plasma. Plasma was cool. But overall, I just couldn't get into them. Yeah. You could also customize the cards to have Slay the Spire characters. It's weird because it's not the aesthetic. It's not the literal aesthetic. It is the, like, spiritual aesthetic. If that makes any sense. It's like, it's the fact that all of it is conceived around poker and like a 52 card deck that just kind of forces all of the deck archetypes into this like vein of archetypes that result in me not being super into it. But it's tough because I really do like it. It is a good game. I had it on my phone. I'm levying this like criticism, or I'm saying I don't like this thing, but I bought it twice. So clearly I had to like it to some degree. And I had to remove it from my phone because I was playing it too much. So it's very, very good. But prevented me from becoming obsessed with it in a way that I do truly think I otherwise would have. God, we are doing terrible. Terrible. But also, I think maybe that next to the companion core is not the play. I think possibly putting Wallace back on. Wallace only triggered once. We need him triggering more often. We need him triggering much more often to justify him being on the board in the first place. Also, this isn't doing a whole lot for us. I don't know. But I see its potential is the problem. That is the problem, is that I do see its potential. We upgrade the core. You just don't like poker. I don't either, but I like the game. It's not even that I don't like poker. I like poker. But I don't like poker enough to ever become truly obsessed with it. And like the Bazaar, I'm obsessed with. I play this game every single day. At least once. Because I fucking love it. Ooh, when an adjacent item poisons. I mean, might as well. Yeah. I think that's the real delineation, is that I'm just not into it enough to really, like, drive an obsession. And if you see me playing, like, a random game like this while I'm just, like, testing something out, it is probably because I am obsessed with it, and I need to go live to test something. But I want an excuse to, I need something to do while I'm live, and that's just a great excuse to play more Bazaar. Well, that's just a great excuse if I've ever heard one. When it chases item poisons or burns. Now that's kind of interesting. Well, that's kind of interesting, especially because I don't really care about the Elementus that much. I guess we're going like big bug build. Like big bug. Like, look at all these bugs. Look at all these critters. Chase item slows or freezes. Now, I would oh, wait, but this is poisons or burns. And this is just poisons. Now, I could arrange it like this. So that it's a little bit more aesthetically pleasing with the background. And that was the entire reason that I just rearranged them. Fight me on it. Aesthetics are very important. Let's see. If I could throw a poison on Wallace, I'd love that. I'd love that if I could do that. But I don't think that's currently in the cards. I've been playing Expedition 33 for the last 3 days, and I'm only 13 hours in, and I cried already. I've heard great things about Expedition 33. Fucking heart and soul of the channel, Eden Main, loves Expedition 33. That's that's Claire Obscura, right? I'm not going crazy, right? Expedition 33 is Claire Obscura. It's the French one. Am I correct? Yes, I see. Okay, good. Big bug hide under rock. Just got home from live actual play of Call of Cthulhu. Also, are we losing this? Are we losing to Ghost Pepper? No. Oh my god, I thought we would win it. Where did he get all this regen from? Does he have a skill? He has a skill. I didn't know that. Oh, I would have never gone after him if I'd known he'd had that skill. He of course he trounced me. You know what? It was written in the cards. It was written in the stars, really. So that's tough. We're actually gonna put that in. I don't think that's doing quite enough for us. Live actual play of Call of Cthulhu and thought I'd pop in to see what's going on, only to hear Mega say finding out an excuse to indulge obsession is it's a good shout. Yeah, exactly. Many games I can listen or watch something while I play, but not this one. Too much story focus. I'm sure. That does not surprise me. I have trouble in general with oh my god, it's nothing but routine jobs. This one. I definitely have trouble focusing on really any amount of story-based games, even something like Baldur's Gate 3. I really struggle to focus on Baldur's Gate 3. If I'm doing anything else. But, you know, if I know it enough. If I know it well enough, like I could probably play through Act 1 at this point and not have too much trouble. They're also bugs? Are they me from the future? They do have gold bugs, which is not a good sign for me. They have invested into their bugs. I did not. I adopted bug too late. And they've got freeze. I keep seeing the nitrogen hammer. I think it's kind of duly meta at the moment, it seems. It seems that people are really into it. Enchant an item with a burn effect? Now that's interesting, because that would fit with Black Spider, but I don't think that's the play. I think if I can get a shield effect on Companion Core, we would love that. I also think if I could get a heal effect on Companion Core, that would be the best. Or poison, eh? Well, you can't say I don't have a theme. Huh. I don't have a lot of hope. Okay. You know what? Better beetle. I love a better beetle. Let's see. I haven't really had time to obsess over a game, but I've been playing Octopath Traveler 2 to relax. I've heard a lot of good things about Octopath Traveler and never played it. But I've heard a lot of good things. I just remembered the Daggerheart card creator came out today. Gotta go make my orc reel? The card creator? What does that mean? Like you can create your own custom cards based on like a template on Demiplane? What are we talking about right now? What is a card creator? Games? Oh, I should have this on the screen. Games? What are we talking about? Oh, this is another good reminder. I need to write it down on my sticky note. Right underneath to fix line 130 of my code. Buy Daggerheart before tomorrow. I definitely need to have the book before tomorrow. You didn't know about this? I didn't know about this. It's not on Demiplane? Where the fuck is it? Daggerheart card creator. Card creator. You are in preview mode. Daggerheart card creator coming soon. What? Okay, we take the audio off. What's up? Actually, I don't want to get copyright claimed. I'm watching this off screen. Sorry. Custom card creator. Let's make a card together. Whoa. Oh, you create like all of the like aesthetics of it and everything. Oh yeah, it's just straight up like, here is the fucking Adobe Design Pro template that we use. You can make custom cards that look exactly like ours. Damn, that is smart as hell. What a good, like, I mean, like, what a cool decision, no matter what. Like, I don't want to take away from, like, the artistic coolness of this. But I will also say, what an intelligent business decision. This is like the opposite of D&D's OGL bullshit. This is the exact opposite of that. This is, hey, we would absolutely love and adore if you would make custom shit in our game. We would love and adore it so much that here's a way to make it look exactly like our shit, so that when you use custom stuff at your table, you can't even tell, like, what's first party, what's third party. It all meshed together super easily. Dude, if you're looking to encourage third-party content, which I think you should be, given how everything is going with D&D, I think you should absolutely be encouraging third-party content. And if you're looking to do that, that's a really good way to do it. That's crazy. Huh. You can, so like you can put your own character art on an ancestry card. Dude, I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about you being able to, like, get a render of your character and then just take all of the existing cards, not change any of the text, but be able to put your own character on the cards. Oh my god. That... And do they have a way to, like, print it out on, like, nice card stock through them? If they don't, they should. Like, I'm not gonna lie. If they don't have a way to be like, hey, either here are the PNGs or you know, whatever file format you want them in, like you know, export them as a PDF or a PNG, or here is a link. If you order at least 5, then we'll print them for you and send them to you. That seems, I mean, maybe it's just not profitable. Maybe they would have to, maybe they would require printing so many cards that it's just not feasible. But that seems like, and I'm not saying to charge for the image. I'm saying charge for, like, printing services. Because I would love to get my Daggerheart cards that I customized printed and shipped to me so that it's not on, like, shitty little, like, printer paper. I mean, I know I could go and buy nice card stock, but it'd be super nice if they would do it for you. And again, I'm saying, like, a good money-making opportunity for them, and still amazingly cool. Damn. That's so sick. That's so sick. It's really impressive, the fact that Dagger is completely free if you don't care about graphic design contained in the book. The entirety of the rules? Are you sure about that, Ivo? It's... What's that called? OSR, I believe? Like, I know, like, BRP, basic role-playing, is entirely available. I assumed they had, like, an SRD. Am I incorrect on that? Where would I get that? I mean, I'm still probably going to buy it, but... There's the errata, campaign frame, quick start adventures, the system rules. They released the SRD. I mean, the SRD, to be clear, is not all of the rules. At least, like, a traditional SRD is not all of the rules. It's a stripped down version of the rules. But I don't see where that would be here. Actually, wait, what am I doing? Daggerheart, SRD, system reference document, a comprehensive guide outlining rules, mechanics, and lore. The Darrington Press Community Gaming License. Oh, haven't seen that. Okay, cool. Core includes core mechanics, character creation, die systems, and other essential gameplay elements. Let's see. Because I'll be totally real with you. I would be surprised if these are the full rules. I don't believe these are. Because if they were the full rules, that would put them on par with basic role playing. I mean, D&D has an SRD. I'm just looking up the table of contents because I know I can see the full table of contents on Demiplane. It wouldn't contain campaign frames, I'd imagine, but all the rules. Are you sure about that? Again, I would just be surprised. Yeah, like, let's see. I know, there's the table of contents. Okay, so this is the full table of contents. So we've got core materials, domains, classes, ancestries, communities. But it looks like probably none of that, which is, that's okay. Playing an adventure, flow of the game, core gameplay loop, the spotlight. Where's the spotlight? Oh, I don't even see that in here. Where is that? Okay. It looks a little different. There's combat. I don't quite know where combat would be. Yeah, also campaign frames. I don't know, maybe. I mean, let's see equipment. Yeah, these are all the physical weapons, primary weapon tables. I mean, it's still, it's good to it's very good to have an SRD. But I'd be curious if it is like actually everything. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a big SRD. I'm seeing 135 pages. That is big. That's very big. But oh wait, these are core gameplay mechanics. I don't know. I'd have to actually buy the book to be able to compare side to side, because I think I'm kind of just assuming at the moment. Like, yeah, because there's like death and additional rules right there and there. I'm assuming downtime, conditions, maps, ranges, and movement. So I'm not seeing gold, which is something that would be very fair to cut from an SRD. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I would need to. I'll compare it before tomorrow. But I mean, it looks generally the same as a standard SRD. Which is, like I said, not a bad thing. But I love shitting on D&D. I just want to make sure I'm shitting on D&D correctly. They did release printer-friendly PDF of all cards and character sheets for free. Yeah. Since I have the book, I haven't looked at the SRD. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I think it is good, but I want to shit on D&D legally. I want to shit on D&D for things that I think Daggerheart does better than D&D. This seems like an example of something it does the same. So that's why I'm like, I don't want to, this is like releasing an SRD is kind of like my baseline. Like, I would think less of Daggerheart if it didn't release an SRD. I would be like, oh, that's kind of shitty to not release an SRD. And it didn't seem it seemed pretty big, but not, I don't know how expanded it is compared to, like, a more standard SRD, or like D&D's SRD. Just based on looking at it, I do think it seemed bigger than D&D's SRD, but it's not to the level of like basic role-playing's OSR compatible book, where like basic role-playing, you can get literally every line of rules text that exists, period. You just don't get art. Whereas it seems like what we just looked at, it seems like they cut quite a few things. Now, how much did they cut? I don't know. They've already spotlighted a third-party campaign frame Kickstarter. Oh, wait, you watched that? Did I watch that? I don't remember. Oh, during the stream, I was trying to tune out during the commercials so that I didn't see anything bad. So I don't know if they I cannot remember a single thing that they said or did during the commercials. It was Matt's ad during the stream. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was during an ad break, but I could be wrong. Yeah. If it was during an ad break, I was like la 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 la. Just in case. But I do need to buy the book before tomorrow. I'm excited for tomorrow, dude. There's a lot of cool shit to talk about, especially if you're not in the D&D, or if you're not in the D&D. In the Discord is what I meant to say. Oh my god, are we just gonna get shit on? We're gonna get shit on and die. No! Fuck, that was a sad ranked performance. I need to remember to give these sorts of things, they get one transform. If they don't become useful in one transform, they get kicked to the curb. They get sold. Because it is just not worth, like, that toxic barbed wire was not worth 3 separate days to get it. It was good as a little battery in the beginning. I should have just taken the early wins and then moved on. But you live and learn. You live and learn. What are you going to do? But yeah, if you're not in the Discord, I was doing some calculations. I was trying to figure out the scale of the Age of Umbra map. It's going to be a good episode recap tomorrow, I think. You shouldn't watch the ad breaks. You will be spoiled. From what I heard, there was, or people said there were at least less spoilers than they thought they would be. But I just, every time when the ad break came on, like, I was just tuned out before it started, and then when the actual break came on, I just went and took out the dogs. Because they give you a nice little timer on screen for how long it's going to be, so it was easy enough to tune out. They are for sure embracing third party. Yeah. Which, I mean, if there was ever a time to do it, now's the time. Like, before the past year or two, I would have said, man, there is, like, I don't know how they would dethrone D&D as, like, the king of homebrew and the king of third party. But I sure as fuck know how they would do it now. I think it is pretty damn clear how they would pull it off now. So I think that, I would have been very skeptical, even of a lot of these efforts. Not in terms of, like, oh, they're bad things to do. I would have been like, oh yeah, that's really cool. That's nice that they're doing it. But I wouldn't have thought about it really past that. But now it's like, oh, they could become like the new, very home brewable system, which would be neat. But anyways, I think it makes sense for them to embrace third party, considering it was them at one point. Oh, absolutely. I mean, I try not to. Daggerheart's this weird beast of I don't want to make it too personal. Like, it sits in this weird area where, like, Critical Role is so involved, but they're also not exclusively involved. Like, Darrington Press is still, like, a separate entity with people that we don't know, and, I can't, like, directly vibe check. It's like... So it's very easy for... It's not like, say, when the Dungeon Dudes published Dungeons of Drakenheim, or when Critical Role published, like, Explorer's Guide to Wildmount. Those are much more like, oh, it's Critical Role. Even if they were working with Darrington Press, which I don't know if they were or not. This one, with Daggerheart, it's like a whole system. It seems much more like there's a design team, which is great. But I try to, like, keep in the back of my head that there are other people with potentially not conflicting interests, but not the personal experiences of the Critical Role cast, But all that said, I mean, that is just a strategy to protect myself from assuming more goodwill than I should. At the end of the day, that's a coping mechanism more than anything. So I'm continuing to be excited about Daggerheart. The more I see out of it, the more I like it. I do have some things that I saw during session 1 that I'm kind of like, okay, interesting. And I will certainly be talking about those tomorrow. And I'm excited to do that then. Thank you, everybody, for joining. And, oh, wait, before we go, let's just check it. Let's just check the analytics. Just to, like, kind of see what's up. Oh, my goodness. Look at how pretty they are. It's a bar graph. Ooh, This is what the stream was for, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that bar graph. Let's get more common words. Ooh, look at the common words. I haven't integrated the stop words file yet. Ooh. Wait, and if I use chunks? There's only 2 chunks because I've been talking nonstop otherwise. Let's go. That's perfect. Oh, so sick. So sick. Oh, man. Oh, wait, that is using silence more than 5 minutes. What if I do it to 1 minute? All right, still those 2. Makes sense. Makes sense. It makes sense. All right. Question mark, question mark, question mark. You didn't see the beginning of a stream, Crazy Smith. Which is okay. I don't expect you to have, especially on a on one that's like just me chilling. But this is my new I wouldn't say replacement, but this is the new essentially the evolution of the transcripting tool that I've been slowly building and that allows me to do all of the transcripting much easier. I finally took the dive and kind of built my own. And it is pretty fucking sick. Oh, look at that. That's so dope. That's so sick. I can do it in 30 minutes. Oh, I know that none of this means anything to anyone else, but it means everything to me. Oh, so psyched. So psyched. All right. That's going to be it for me. Again, thank you all for joining. I will I thought it was stream chats at first. It is also for stream chats. It's for both. That's the even more incredible thing about it. It's for both. So, theoretically, I would be able to use this to analyze chats as well. Maybe pull out common words from chats for, maybe some in the moment processing. I was talking the other day about like doing things like polls, and this would make that sort of thing much easier. But anyways, I gotta go. I will see you all later. I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.